Hey everyone, thank you for listening to another episode of Spoiler Force Podcast, courtesy of Poplug Podcast. You can find more episodes of Spoiler Force Podcast at facebook.com/poplugpodcast or on YouTube and SoundCloud under Spoiler Force Podcast. Alright, so this is another episode of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky. This is another interview I have with a good friend of mine. I've known him for several years now. He's gotten me into comic books. Was actually the first one to loan me comic books when I first started reading. I first read the Trinity War from New 52 to the Forever Evil to the Batman Noir novel. So here's my guest, Chinhmong Yang. Thank you for coming through.
Woo, yay!
Yeah, thank you for your time and just making time here for me. When you texted me last week, you were like, "When I can't make it to next week." I was like, "Oh man, I was looking forward to this so bad."
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just got back from having lunch at Korea Palace on 15 Mile in DeQuinder in Metro Detroit. So check that place out. Pretty good Korean food.
Yep, they do Korean barbecue. Yep, Korean barbecue. They get a pretty nice little deal there. We're like advertising them right now.
Yeah, sponsoring them.
Korean Palace.
Yeah, so if, to the listeners, if you're in Michigan, in that Metro Detroit area, check that restaurant out. It's really good. Yeah, I just wanted to get started here because I know that we've been friends for a while. And,
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I met you, you were living with my cousin Lee Mong. And for those who are listening, Lee Mong was the one I interviewed last week, so check that episode out too. But you're definitely one of the first people I met that was into acting and the whole, writing and producing and stuff like that. And especially, like, for me, it was a big deal because I never met most people who were into that. Most people were more like, kind of closed in and more into like going to school and going to college. So when I met you, you're like, yeah, I moved out my parents' house and I'm doing my own thing. So that's a big culture shock for me.
Yeah. I was the black sheep. Yeah, absolutely. So I went to school. I went to Wayne State University for theater actually, and it's really funny because my father was like, "Oh, you're going to college? It's great. That's great. Well, it's very good for you." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going for a theater." He goes, "Okay, you pay for yourself then." And that was it. I was like, okay, I guess I have to find student loans and make my own payments, things like that. So that's pretty much how it all started there. I was going to Wayne State went there for 5 years here. Went for a bachelor's in fine arts. So
yeah, and speaking of it, since you went to Wayne State, you met Crystal Reed, right? You went to class with her?
I did. Yes. Crystal Reed, who is now on Swamp Thing.
Yes.
And she was on Teen Wolf, yeah. No one believes me. I'm like, yep, I was like a senior when she was a freshman, and she came in and she was just amazing. Like, we all were like, she's gonna go places. She's gonna go places,
Yeah, because like I never knew she was from Michigan. I remember looking up like the cast for Teen Wolf, their wiki pages, and I saw that she was from Frasier. I'm like, holy crap! Like, she's from Michigan. And I had a buddy who went to high school with the same high school as her, but he was a younger. He was like a freshman, and she was a senior in his yearbook. So I was like, oh my god, like she's from here. And then you mentioned that you met her and everything, so that was pretty cool. So like, did you like? You guys interact at all when you first met her?
Oh yeah. We spoke and everything because with our class we were like super friendly with the lower classmen. Because sometimes you get those seniors that are like, I'm a senior. I don't need to talk to anybody. I need to go on forward with my life. And we're like, no man, what's cool? We want to have parties with like everybody. We want to make sure that everyone's feeling comfortable, everyone's together. And that's where the issue was because we're like, oh man, the junior class are a bunch of dicks. They just are. They're not going to hold this up. So we made it very, we tried to influence the class below them, the sophomores and freshmen, to go, hey, keep this as a family, keep it going and keep talking to everybody, making everyone feel welcome. So by chance, we happened to come across the freshman class, and she was a freshman, and we were chatting and talking and everything, and so we did get to interact every now and then here and there. So
nice. Yeah, that's a really cool experience because like I like when people tell their stories of how they met any celebrity or musician or artist from the ground up before they get big.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think that's a pretty cool experience. Yeah, then you've been in the acting game for a bit too. I know you are with Clean Slate Productions, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm,
That's something that you and Dao.
Yeah, me and my cousin Dao. Yeah, we pretty much created this. We were started filming the film competitions, things like that. Chinhmong, he was in the first. Him and I. That's how I actually got back into acting, was because one of our friends, Lee Shong, he asked us to come on to do a 48-hour film festival, and it was right after coming off of Gran Torino. So we just kind of completed that, and we want to kind of keep it going again. And then we did our 48-hour film festival. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but if you get a chance, it's called Yellow Strawberry.
Yeah.
So it's phenomenal. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah. It's the most racist thing that you'll watch, but since it's two Asian people, it's kind of okay, you know. So I play this really racist Asian towards my own Asian race, and you know, and I'm like, I want to be white. I don't want to be Asian anymore. So that's where that came from. And then they kind of kept going, and then I came into contact with my cousin Dao, who, like, he was all the way up in Flint. He got a camera, was filming, doing, you know, making his brothers do videos in the backyard, that kind of stuff, you know, filming action scenes and stuff. And then that's when I reached out to him and said, hey, I do film. Let's do something. And then it just got to the point to where I just needed to just do it myself, because no, I couldn't wait around. So I wrote a script for myself, and then I asked Dow to come on board, and I got actors to come be a part of it, and then we filmed my very first film, I guess you can say, whether it be a short film or episode, whatever. First film called Double Tap. So it was I started in it as well as directed it, but it was about two very, very low level grunt hitmen.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I went to the premiere of that one.
Yeah, so that was the first time, and then kind of, you know, steamrolled and snowballed from there, and then we got to where we are now. Where we have a group of like 11 to 12 people that are dedicated members, and we hop on and work on films. We get clients, and we shoot our own films, and we get it submitted to competitions, or, you know, just putting out content. So we're doing pretty good here. Last year we put out about 3 to 4 commercials / short films / YouTube videos or edits or something like that. One of our weird, strangest clients are, like, we had 2 soccer like leagues reach out to us to do videos for them, so it was pretty cool there. And then this year we're lined up for probably about 4 to 5 films this year too.
Nice. Okay. Now, for you and your crewmates, you guys were all friends, or do you guys just kind of just met each other here and there at like those 48-hour film festivals? Is that how you guys met?
Yeah. So, you know, it's gone through a lot of changes in the past couple of years, but it's more so working with people, and we say, hey, you know, this person's really dedicated, or this person really wants to, you know, keep working, and then we ask them, see, hey, you know, what we do here is we kind of dedicate our time. Everyone kind of dedicates their time to, you know, work on a project and really hone your craft, hone your craft and make it the best possible by always having practice and working on it and doing films and putting out projects. And a lot of the things that we pride ourselves on is we've been able to, you know, not leave anything on the shelf. Everything's been able to come out and be finalized, good or bad. I mean, you know, majority, hopefully it's good, but everything that we kind of finish, we kind of put it out there. So we've got pretty much a whole bunch of people that are on board and have assisted and helped out with different parts of, as you can say, a crew. One of our other oldest members here is Corey Milton. He is he's usually my first AD, but he's also a big part of the company as well, and he deals a lot with the organization part of it. And, you know, that being said, he's a huge avid D&D player, and so he kind of got all of us to kind of get together for one day throughout the month to just play D&D for a couple of hours. So the majority of the people playing it are all from the Clean Slate Productions group. So we have a Clean Slate D&D night. So
Yeah, and yeah, you introduced me to play D&D because D&D was something I never got into. I always knew what it was, I just never played it. And then I remember our first 2 sessions, you were showing me the rules and everything. I still have to kind of relearn it again.
Well,
It's been a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone's worried about how to play it and all these things they have to remember. But all you really have to do is take 20 minutes to invest in your one character class and go, all right, I'm good to go. I know everything I need to know about that. And chances are you won't advance so far in level to where oh my god, I've got all these extra new things. You're pretty much going to stay the same pretty much the whole one night or one session, and then you'll grow eventually, and then you just kind of update yourself from there. Plus the app that I have is super helpful.
Yeah,
so
I still have that on my phone.
I don't think I'd be playing if I didn't have this app on there. So, and that is.
Yeah. So do you and your crewmates, you guys I know you guys have some actors in your team too, right? Or is that those people you just hire?
No, it's just some are actors. Majority of them are crew.
Okay.
So a lot of the actors we like to outsource because it gives us that opportunity to be one of the few people who actually pay actors for working on set. And these are people, who want to become actors. So they dedicate a lot of their time and a lot of their free time. And what we want to do is trying to break that mold to where hey, if you're working, you should get paid for it.
Yeah.
Something. So we decided, no matter what they are or how long or how experienced, we'll always give them something. Might not be much, but it's enough for you to walk away and say, hey, this here, I worked, I did acting, and I got paid for it. So
okay.
It's
now, do you get the money for your production crew? Is that from winning the festivals or competitions at all? Or is that from everyone's pocket?
No, usually it's self-funded. So
okay.
If I were to do my film, I would fund it myself.
Okay.
And I'd put money forth and do that. If someone else, if let's say Corey wanted to film his or Dow wanted to film his short film, he would foot the bill mainly for that.
Okay.
Everyone else just kind of puts in their time and helps assist. And, so when you do that film, you got to kind of have the money up front and kind of ready to go. We just had one of our first clients in May. And that was the first time that he footed all the bill on that one. So, So it was nice not paying out of your own pocket kind of deal. So that was very helpful.
Now, do you guys have a group fund by any chance, or is it still all self-funded?
No. I mean, I've got a bank account. Mm-hmm. So any time now, any kind of funds, I would just put it into the bank account. So I would just put $50 or something every paycheck into the account, just to kind of get accrue a little bit of cash and money, and anyone who is going to be doing their project will basically transfer funds into that so that we can just write up checks and just send it out, and easier to track and tax reasons. So.
Okay, I never kind of saw that part of the whole production crew. I always thought that it was
me too.
Yeah, I always thought that everyone just either chipped in or everyone just kind of donated to some sort of bank account on the side and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we try not to do that so much. We would like to, but it's already a lot asking the people to donate their time and everything as well. So it's just we try not to. Every now and then we will be like, hey, let's all kind of pitch in for food, pay for food or something like that. But that would be about it.
Now, with the actors that you're looking for, I know that on Facebook, you and your team, you guys go to those. What was it? Those festivals?
Yep. The Royal Star Film Festival. They do a mixer every second Tuesday of every month, and every time we've had it so far since January of last year, we've gotten about at least 100 people arrive and show up, and just kind of network. If you're a director, you want to find actors. There's actors there. If you're an actor, you go there. There's writers and producers and directors there, so you can kind of meet and connect. As well as the cameramen, things like that. And then we also have casting tables, and casting tables will be able to solicit, hey, this is the film that we're doing. It shoots here from this time to this time. All the roles and everything, and people can turn in their headshots, and then you can set up auditions some other way. We've got a photographer who does headshots for $20. So you get a headshot for $20. So they'll take a picture, they'll take it home, edit it, Photoshop, and then send it over to you for $20. That's not bad.
Yeah,
a lot of people pay over $100 for headshots. So.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, especially for like local actors and like people who just want to kind of start from the ground up. Now, I know when you guys do those festivals, you guys have your casting and like your requirements. Now, how does your audition process go? Like, do you guys have specific, like, you guys already know which actors you guys want, or you guys just look through every reel or like some sort of highlight tape?
Well, the thing with filmmaking is, honestly, 80% of that's all based on the look. You want this, gangster type person, and you're gonna look for someone who can be mean and ferocious. You can't just pick anybody, even though someone that has a better, acting chops. You go, sorry, you just don't foot the bill.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find somebody else that looks the part. So a lot of that falls into that aspect. So then we would probably pick all the ones that go, this one looks like they would be a good fit, and then from there you audition all of them, and that's when it comes down to the acting talent. Now granted, there's always a few that will shock you and be like, oh, okay, I thought I didn't see you in this role, but since you auditioned or something like that, we see it now, and you're definitely in the consideration. So a lot of that plays a factor into that as well.
Now, I know earlier when we were having our lunch earlier, I threw out the whole mention of, like, especially with us being Hmong and trying to do this stuff too. So you haven't come across any Hmong people who try to audition for you guys?
We have bumped into a few people. They're local from Pontiac. We've gotten their information here as well, so we do have that, but not as much as you would think. No. Most of them just want to be, singers and songwriters instead, which is perfectly fine. Just not enough Hmong actors out there. Now, there are some out in Minnesota per se, and I would love to, if I decide to do a Hmong short film, I'd love to get that out there. Actually, while I've got you here, I am doing my next short film would be a film called Spaghetti. Now, I can't tell you much about it yet.
Okay.
But I am looking for a female role and children of Asian ethnicity. It doesn't have to necessarily be Hmong. If they are, that'd be great. If not, Asian ethnicity. So podcast out there, look at that. Shout out.
Yeah, I'll definitely plug that in
to anybody else.
Because I bring that up because I feel like, with just the Hmong community and stuff, like, we're slowly growing up, or not growing up, but we're growing and expanding, and I feel like with Hmong people, we have to realize that we have opportunities besides just going to school and being the typical doctor, lawyer, all that bullshit, right? So and so I know that right now especially in the Hmong community, the music scene's the big thing right now. Yeah. But for me, I say it wouldn't hurt to try to do something different, like with acting, especially with how you and your team are doing it, instead of because how you guys are doing it is way different from how the OG Hmong communities doing their movies. Right. So it's completely different from that. So I feel like it's more modern. It gives a more, I guess you could say, like a Hollywood feel to it. Yeah. Because I've been onto one of your sets before for Flyboys. I was in the background. I mentioned that to Lee too. I was in the background in that terminal. Yeah, sure. So I feel like again, this is just for just Hmong people specifically to experience that. I think that's a great way, because I feel like with Gran Torino, that was a great way to kind of just open the door for us. I mean, any Asian person can do it, but for us, I feel like I know there's tons of Hmong people who want to kind of expand and have a name out there. So I think that's what you and your team does. That's a great doorway.
Yeah, because what Clint Eastwood, what he did was, thank goodness he did it that way, because he could have just picked up Chinese, Japanese people and be like, you're Hmong. Yeah. Be done with it. He really could have. And you know what? The important people, the quote unquote important people, wouldn't have known the difference. We would have. Yeah. Even us watching Gran Torino, we go, that's not what a shaman does. We already knew a few things, like they wouldn't have done that. This would not have happened. And imagine if they were just multi-casted Asian people, just to fill in the gap. Because the thing is, they had such a hard time because there wasn't enough Hmong actors out there to even try,
Right.
to even audition. You know, people fought tooth and nail, but that was a very small group of people that were fighting tooth and nail for it. You know, then they were looking for brand new, you know, people, you know, brand new talent, and that's where B came in. That's where Whitney came in. You know, all of them, because they've never acted before, but they had the look and they had acting chops for it. So it was a great opportunity for them to get themselves into the limelight. Now, I worked on the set. I was the stand-in for B. So
nice.
for Toad, yeah. So
Okay.
for Tao/Toad. So I was on that set, and you know, just being there every day, just trying to, you know, helping them out with the lines and helping them with everything. When I was on set, that's when I went, this is what I want to do. So I kind of knew. I was very fortunate with myself to know exactly what I wanted to do when I was young. So since I was 15, I was like, this is it. Acting's what I want to do. And I've been trying, and I've been doing it ever since, you know, since I was 15 years old in high school. And every time I got out, I went to theater for theater. And then afterwards, I went into, like, you know, the acting scene, tried looking around. But now there's much more assistance, I guess you can say, than there was back then. Because there's people like me and, you know, the Corey and Luke Castle, who's in charge of that Royal Star. We create these film mixers so that you can find a support,
Right.
find a ladder to something, at least a base to start off on, and you're not like, I want to be in acting, but I don't really know what to do.
So
or,
like trying to rely on
Yeah.
like online sources and stuff. You have an actual
and then you
legit.
get scammed
Yeah.
by agency, no, those other agencies and everything. So that is where it really helps out now. So I feel real good about it, and I'm here to help anyone who's looking to get into the film community. Hmong actors, Asian actors, all the same. You know, I want to assist that as well, because the goal here, I want to make a full-on Hmong movie eventually, somewhere down the line. Fly out to Thailand and do the whole secret war. You know, that would be something very good to tell. I don't know if it will do well here in the Americans. You know, just because it has a lot of America loses.
Yeah,
you know?
it's got more of that reality to it.
And nobody really wants to see America lose, but that's the reality of the Vietnam War.
Yeah, I mean, so like, now that you've had this experience with the whole acting gig and writing, producing too, I know that when we watch movies, you have like a totally different take on it now, right? So like, you see it. How do you break down movies you watch? Do you see it more in a director's chair, a writer's point of view, anything like that, or an actor's point of view?
Everything. I hate it. It is a blessing and a curse. Just with a lot of movies now that I watch it, everyone says I'm too of a downer. Debbie Downer, because every movie I've seen, I'm always like, it's not good. This is this, that. Everyone's like, oh man, this movie's great. And I'm like, no, it's not. Let me tell you why. Here are the 12 things. They missed this on the plot. This part doesn't make sense. This action scene was no good. This editing was really weird. And, you know, this character was completely useless. And the reason why, the worst part about that is, if I can think to myself, hey, could I have written it better or told the story better? Then I immediately go, I get mad, because I'm like, oh, you could have done that, and it would have made the movie a whole lot better. So, though I did see Godzilla, King of Monsters, recently, and I couldn't. This one I can't judge correctly because I'm biased. I love Godzilla since I was a young kid.
Yeah.
I've seen every one of them except for maybe 3 movies, and that's a lot to say out of like 26, 27 movies that are out there. I've seen them all except just a few. I loved it. It was a great movie. The action scenes were great. The people were awful. There's that one specific plot twist in the beginning of the movie, and you're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
You know, I felt like with that movie, there was really bad critics to it too. Like the criticism was like there wasn't enough people or the human scenes, and I'm like, well, it's Godzilla. We don't need the humans in this movie. And you know, Millie Bobby Brown, she's a great actress, but I feel like if you took her out of that film, nothing would have changed.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been the same.
Yep. Because instead of her doing what she did, it could have just been the mother having a change of heart and doing what she did. That's it. But she is hot right now, so that's why they wanted to put her in there. Because now they were like, oh, it's 11. Yeah. 11's in Godzilla. Just the same thing as Bryan Cranston was in the first Godzilla.
Oh my God, wasn't that disappointment too? Like 20 minutes in, he's off.
But hey, he got me in that seat.
Yeah,
he was like, my wife died here. I was like, damn right, she died here. Let's find out why. And that was the complaint of the first movie. They said it wasn't enough Godzilla, and then in part 2, they gave her tons of Godzilla, and like, oh no, not enough human scenes. I'm like, come on, what do you want, people? And it's the same case as Venom. So it came down to the same issue. Critics panned it, destroyed it, but fans were like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, Venom turned out to be a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yes.
Tom Hardy really impressed me as Eddie Brock. I personally would have wanted him to be Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh, the thing about that is, I think we were just happy that we got a good Venom. And that's why we were so happy. Yeah. Because our last Venom was really awful. Sorry, Topher Grace.
Eric Foreman.
Yeah, Eric Foreman. I'm Venom. It was awful. But with this one, Venom, same situation. We were happy about it. And with this Godzilla, we were happy about it because we got Godzilla and Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, all of them. And in the first one, we're like, Godzilla fighting... You have a monsters rogue to go through, and what is this? You give us no-name creatures. I mean, you could have picked us anything.
And that's the same thing with this recent Godzilla too. There, besides like Rodan and Mothra and King Ghidorah, there was other monsters that were never in the rogue galleries.
Yeah.
You know, the huge spider, the mammoth.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of weird seeing that. Was that because they didn't have the rights for the other monsters?
That's probably true. They probably didn't want to buy it because I think Japan was like, no, no, because and that's what happened. Have you seen Shin Godzilla?
I have not. Andrew, shout out to Pop Like Podcast. Andrew he told me that you recommended that for him to watch, and so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It was basically they were showing off who had the bigger Godzilla dick, basically. Oddly enough, American Godzilla did really well, and Japan was like, no, we cannot have America beat our own with our own monster. And so they made this Shin Godzilla, which was souped up. He was basically a souped up charger. He was much taller, much bigger. Power was through the roof. He was a Super Saiyan Godzilla. So he had all this crazy OP power, and you're like, what is going on? And so if you had to bet who would be the strongest Godzilla, who would win, Shin Godzilla would kill every single one that came before.
Right, okay. Know? Now, what did you think of Mothra's part in King of the Monsters? I kind of geeked out when they played Mothra's like original music.
Oh, yeah.
You see Mothra flying and the wings expand. I kind of geeked out because I grew up watching Mothra too, so I'm like, if I just hated what they did to the character, man, I hated it.
The homages with Zing Zi, that was great. You know, with the twist there. I was like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice little homage. Mothra. Now the question here is, it doesn't really explain. That's my big loophole. There are 2 loopholes in that film, aside from the characters, human characters. There's tons of human character loopholes, but for monster-wise, there's the 2 loopholes here. We can't go into too much spoiler unless you don't care. Then
that's why it's called Spoiler Force, because you actually kept saying I spoiled too much. That's where I got the name for my podcast.
Oh,
yeah, because you kept on Facebook. You kept
all
saying
the time.
You kept saying spoiler on any little thing I did. Besides panels on comics and manga and movies I talked about, it was always spoilers. I'm like, I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah.
I mean, with this podcast, we're just gonna run with it, just destroy everything and spoil everything. So I don't really care if they listen to this and hear the spoilers. That's on you, man.
Okay, so spoiler talk right now. All right, so the twist was, how come Mothra didn't react to the Ghidorah's signal?
Okay.
And why did King Kong not react to Ghidorah's signal as well? You know how he made everyone kind of break out and attack the world?
Yeah.
Because Ghidorah was making them do it. And then Mothra didn't fall for it. Even though they say Queen of the Monsters, it doesn't make any sense. There's got to be something else for it. and then why King Kong never was like didn't swim across the land to go and tear some stuff up. So that was my big plot point there. I was like, all right, whatever, it's okay, it's cool, it's fine, don't worry about it, because I mean, you got Rodan. It doesn't make any sense why Mothra wouldn't fall for it too.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, you were spoiling so much on Facebook, man. All the manga with My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. I'm like, no.
Okay, Attack on Titan, I did do a little bit much the last one I did.
Yeah.
But with My Hero, I've been like cutting out just like half a panel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
just like doing a little bit.
I saw you started to fix it. You're just like, it's just like, Midoriya just off into the side and no words said or anything. I was like, okay, that's not spoiler anymore. But before you were like,
the actual whole page,
yeah, the whole page,
like 5 panels on there.
I can't believe it. I'm All Might's son. I'm like, why would you do that?
Actually, I used to be a lot worse when Naruto was still running.
Oh God.
Yeah, good thing you never saw that.
Oh yeah.
I remember me and my buddies, we were always in a race to just like read the latest chapter, and when Obito got revealed to be as Toby, I spammed that shit. I'm like, it's true. The rumors are true. He's the one behind the mask, and I revealed that shit to everyone. Everyone was pissed. I'm like, I did it.
I'm really upset that Naruto's gone. It was a part of my childhood. It was. I mean, I was watching that since, maybe not my childhood, but since early 20s, I was watching it. And I don't think there's going to be anything else that kind of replaces it. I mean, My Hero does well, but I don't think it's going to hit that kind of fandom or exposure.
It's always going, all this new stuff's always going to go back and compare to Naruto, like how Dragon Ball Z was once that, but now it's Naruto now. I mean, yes, the color schemes are similar, but when you compare the stories of Dragon Ball Z to Naruto, I think Naruto exceeded everything.
Oh, yeah,
when it comes to plot, character build-up. I mean, every character was important at a certain point of the storyline versus Dragon Ball Z, where it just always Goku. Like it kind of ruined the whole storyline. And with Naruto, even now people still talk about it and are even more upset with Boruto because they don't want that to like. I understand what Kishimoto was going for with Boruto, just kind of like give us closure, but that should have never happened.
No, giving us the closure is fine. I mean, just so that we knew that Itachi and Sakura finally got together, and all that stuff. The one episode of seeing who's who or the Boruto movie was great. I'm like, okay, good. I've gotten my fill. I know who got with who. I know whose kids is what. It's really cool to see these cool combinations, but not cool enough to do an entire show, because all you're doing is always trying to find a way to hop back and take the best parts and bring it back forward. I'm like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You got to leave that alone. Even Shippuden, I'm sorry. Fight me on this, people, but Naruto was still the best one. It beats Naruto Shippuden. So I'm sorry. Shippuden was not that great.
I think with Shippuden, the power scale was really what kind of drew everyone too. They got to see more of the Akatsuki and the demons and whatnot, and Sasuke's build up. But then, like you were saying, just story wise, that first part of Naruto was just way better. And I feel like with Naruto, I don't, like you said, nothing's gonna kind of compare to it. My Hero is a close second, but I think with My Hero, what they did that's so well is that they brought a lot of the kinks in different animes and kind of refined it. Because you don't see Midoriya having a huge plot armor like how Naruto or Goku does. His character actually just loses and gets beat up, and then he builds off of it.
See, the thing why My Hero will probably never be able to excel Naruto is purely because they're too focused on the main forecast. All Might, Midoriya, Fire Ice Guy, and Bakugo.
Yeah.
I mean, and their names, I'm sorry, I couldn't even go through and I couldn't even tell you half, 3/4 of their names. I'm like, Fire Ice Guy, totally forgot his name was Todoroki. I'm like, they're supposed to have superpower names. How come Deku is the only one that has a superpower name, superhero name? It doesn't make any sense. All Might, sure, but I mean, you go Shadow Guy or ego face guy.
Yeah,
Pink guy.
They don't have catchy names like
No.
how Naruto and even Dragon Ball Z characters have. They're not so much like the faces and the looks are memorable, but not the names. And
Yeah.
I feel like names are super important when
Yeah.
you're talking about characters.
And I think they went way too generic with the names. I mean, Sakura, and Itachi or Sasuke. Those are all, pretty common names as well. But I mean, they were easy to pronounce. For this one here, Todoroki, Bakugo is like, it's just too many syllables and way too hard for me to try and remember. Who's the bubble girl's name? What's her name?
The bubble girl.
The gravity girl.
Oh, gravity. Uraraka.
See, Uraraka. Look at that. La Cucaracha. That's so My Hero's good, but it's never gonna get there. I hate Black Clover. Black
that was
Clover
terrible.
is 100% Naruto clone. They don't even try to hide it. They're not hiding it at all. Not at all. And so I'm like, all right, I'll watch it, but
You like Demon Slayer at all?
Demon Slayer's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's really good.
For just like what right now?
That and Shield Hero.
I haven't watched Shield Hero yet.
Man.
I have a lot of people recommending that to me. I have not made time to watch it.
They actually got into a controversy for the very first episode. Very first episode's an hour long.
Okay.
But it deals with a certain real life issue that anime doesn't really dive too much into. So you'll see it when.
Is it like how Goblin Slayer was?
No. That's the thing with Goblin Slayer. It got that because of the nudity and the blood and the gore. This one here is the issue,
like a politic,
political issue. Yeah. So you'll see it when if you watch it, but you should. It's definitely on my list of one of the best ones right now. That Demon Slayer. I just finished Promised Land or Promised to Neverland.
And that was that first episode. I got hooked. Oh my, and Lee got hooked. Lee was like, I don't know if I want to watch a bunch of kids running around. And he watched it, man. He loved it.
Yeah, so it was good. It's sad that it's only like 13 episodes, but
it's coming back next year.
Yeah, new
spring.
season. So hopefully that'll be something I'm looking forward to.
I don't know if you follow like Anime Expo news or not, but next month is when they usually do Anime Expo in LA. They're premiering the season 4 episode of My Hero.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. What you wouldn't do to be there right now, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, when I first went to Expo, it wasn't like, it was still big, but it wasn't to where it's at now. Like with the level at like where it's at right now. Like one of my buddies went 2 years ago, and he was in the line, and it was like a mile out from the building, from the venue, and it's insane now. Because like that place is like perfect to do sponsors, man. Like if you want to do especially if you're like a cosplayer or artist.
Oh yeah.
Man, that Anime Expo, you don't even have to be inside. Just being outside the building, there's so much exposure already.
Yeah.
And I know you did a little bit of cosplaying, right?
I did. I went as Midoriya for this Youmacon this past. So I was thinking, I don't know, this year if I get enough people, what I would love to do for either is to go as an entire Marvel group or go as an entire Naruto group. That would be amazing if we could get that, get a whole group going or a whole group of Marvel going or something like that.
Okay.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Have you been to any Comic-Cons lately too?
No, I missed the last Comic-Con out in Novi. I every time it comes up, it sneaks up and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm doing something that day. I was actually filming for a client on that day, so I couldn't even make it out there. But the Novi one, I haven't even been able to make it to. The one they do it at Macomb too. So those are the two that they usually have, and then they have another one at Kobo.
Yeah, I didn't go to this year's Motor City in Novi. I know Jim Lee was there, and that was a big deal.
Yeah, the line was tremendously long, I heard. So I'm like, I love Jim Lee.
What they did was, it was exclusively VIP.
Oh, you had to pay. Yeah, wow.
So it was that, and he was only there for that one day. So, which I can see why, but Jim Lee's work is very noticeable too, especially with Hush. I love his artwork for Batman Hush.
You've read it, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I've read it. It's one of the best Batman stories.
It is one of the best ones for sure.
And they're doing like an animated film for it.
Yeah, and they're gonna ruin it.
Oh, really?
Look at Killing Joke. They ruined that.
Oh yeah.
By going, hey, guess what? Batgirl's gonna have sex with Batman. So I can have an extra 20 minutes of stuff because the Killing Joke's only an hour long. Yeah. So let's make something up.
I did not like that. Yeah. That was just ugh.
I'll tell you what, Hush needs to be put 2 parts. If it's not 2 parts, it's not gonna work.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah,
and hopefully it's 2 parts.
It's a very detailed movie. That's why.
I love it.
Or series.
Yeah. So Jim Lee, you said that. What other artist is it that you really fall in love with for the artwork for comics?
Art Germ, especially for comic or for artwork. Specifically for artwork, it's Art Germ, Tyler Kirkham.
Who's Art Germ?
Art Germ's he's from I think Singapore. He does mostly cover art.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't do like actual panels or anything.
Oh, got it.
But he's got a good twist to like making the characters look anime. He mostly drew a lot of female characters.
Is he the guy that had that controversy for the Avengers cover?
I don't know.
I'll show you the Avengers cover.
Okay, if I see the artwork, I probably like.
It was like harem, borderline, and then they had to like cut that down. Or I think it was the Spider Woman too.
Okay.
Spider Woman had a very erotic pose, and the Marvel was like, "Oh, they released it for like the first week, and they had to recall it all and put up a different poster, different cover." Just because she was like legitimately on all fours, bent over, and like I was like, "Oh wow, all right, there you go."
Yeah, like I usually artists like that does the entire comic series or something like that. Like that I'm not too picky on that. I'm mostly picky on cover artists because the cover art itself is what makes the value of the book. Besides, unless it's like a turning, like a story turning book, like for example, Spider-Man, where Gwen Stacy dies, where it's like that. But then I usually buy it for the covers. So Art Germ is one, Tyler Kirkham's one. I can't remember his name, but his initials is like DCWJ. He does like a bunch of. He's like slowly coming up. He did some of the Flash covers or B covers recently. There's like this European guy I follow, like Stepan Sajic. I think that's how you say his name. He did a little bit for Suicide Squad, and then he did the run. He did an entire arc for Aquaman. For when Aquaman is like typical storyline, he loses the king his position, and he comes back and fights for it. Very good. He kind of transitioned Aquaman's look from like the short hair to the Momoa look, the long hair with the beard. So like he's kind of having that look now.
So he went from short hair to blonde, long hair, beard, back to short hair, and then now back to the Jason Momoa look, though, right?
He's not like brown hair, but like he's
still had the locks,
the long blonde hair, that bulky look. So because movies kind of have that transition to the books too.
Yeah,
so.
Now they do. Yeah, see, my artists are obviously Jim Lee. We all love Jim Lee, but see, I'm the complete opposite. I need the artist to be in the book because the cover, I'm like, no, you don't fool me. I'm like, this is a great cover. I open up the book and I'm like, who is this artist inside? This is no good, But one of my favorite people is Steve McNiven. I love Steve McNiven. He did the whole entire Civil War, the first Civil War arc. So that artist there, making them so defined and the facial expressions and everything were great. That and Joe Mad, he's still one of my favorite people. He did Battle Chasers.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
He did during the X-Men Onslaughts series.
Okay.
He did all those artwork for those, and he's got that very anime style, but still keeps it comic book. So it's a very good transition. But those are my two big ones for sure. There's been another one here that's kind of crept up. He did House of M. I forgot his name, but he was a really good one too. Did House of M, so his artwork's a little bit more sleek. He did Young Avengers when they first came out, so he was the artist for Young Avengers.
Now, knowing what you've been reading for comic wise, like, would you prefer more Marvel books than DC?
DC's got them wrapped around their finger, man. DC's got them beat because the last good full stories. So when I collect comics, it's only when there's a huge event.
Okay.
I don't do single lines because I just don't have time to purchase each one every single month, and then I've got this huge comic book stash of like, where do I put it?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Exactly. And I don't want to do digitize. I hate doing digital, so I want to avoid that. So if I'm going to get it, I'm going to purchase it. So chances are just wait till trade paperback and then just purchase it then. But DC's got them beat. Like that. Forever Evil was phenomenal. It was so good.
Yes.
It was so good. Who was the artist for that? That guy was really good too.
I'm drawing a blank because like I don't remember. I just know that when you introduced that
Oh,
story. to me-
Finch.
okay.
Not David Finch. I think it might be David Finch. Yeah, he's a really good artist too. He did the New Avengers when that first came out, where Wolverine and Spider-Man finally joined the team back in the day. So he did the artwork for that. Then he did the artwork for Forever Evil, and that's why it was so good. But that was great. Forever Evil is great. Heroes in Crisis looked good. It looked good, but it lacked in the story. The Doomsday Clock obviously looks pretty cool, and that's how I can gauge it. If they have good artists, that usually means they have a good writer onto it as well. So that's how I gauge it. So if like the art isn't that great, I'm like, I think I'll pass on this one.
Like, I mean, with Doomsday Clock, Jeff Johns is on it, so I give it credit for where it's
Jeff
at.
Johns is one of the few writers that you go, if he's on it, it's worth a look for sure.
Yeah, I mean, with people had like with Heroes in Crisis, it was by Tom King, and he's been doing the recent run of Batman. Up, like I think he's gonna be done soon, and excuse me, and he has like a different taste in writing for like superheroes in general. I remember I posted on Facebook and I posted up a Batman panel, and you're like, "Why is this so important?" Right? You commented on that.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
With Batman holding his dad's hand, and like the two differences in the panel is one he's alive, and then the other one he got shot.
Yeah.
So like I like Tom King's perspective because he makes it more humanizing for the heroes. You kind of see their trauma and what they go through, besides the whole saving the day type thing.
Yeah.
So I like that. I kind of like that realism to it, but at the same time, Tom King, I think he tries a little bit too hard to make it like plot twisty, like M. Night Shyamalan, like bam, he wants that kind of effect.
Like Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, it's a plot twist. And
Yeah.
like, wait a second now. Granted, I loved Heroes. Heroes was very good.
Yeah.
He did Heroes, the TV show.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, that's great, first season. Yeah, I don't blame you for anything else.
Yeah.
You did your first great season. It was near perfection. I'm happy with it.
Did you ever watch that fourth season? I think.
No, the Reborn.
Yeah.
That was the 5th season.
Oh, fifth? Yeah.
No, I did not. No, I didn't even try. I was like, I just let it lay.
Yeah, because like
Let it die.
that was it the 4th season, right, where they kind of just fell apart.
Yeah.
I was pretty upset with that
Yeah.
one.
Season 3 sort of had a comeback, and then halfway through the season they switched up the story. I'm like, wait a second here. I don't know what's going on. It was the government now it's superheroes versus supervillains. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So I think they changed around a few things. But absolutely, comics, I just wish I had more time, and I wish there was a little bit more space so I could buy them and keep them, and then I could read them through. But that's one of my goals too, is to create a comic book and kind of go from there. That's all.
Yeah, because you're really into that, and you use that creativity with the board games that you make too, right? Because I've been in some of your beta testings for your board games that you're doing. Can you kind of like explain the superhero game again that you're doing?
Oh yeah, so this one here is called True Superheroes. So that's the title there, because you pick from 10 basic superhero, monikers, so you got a dude that's kind of like Batman, really smart guy, wears a suit and cape, but he's not Batman because I can't do Batman. But eventually down the line, you pick up superpowers and super moves and gears and equipments and costumes that you can fashion yourself to make him into the equivalence of a Batman. Now you can increase his intelligence and make him the smartest person on the team, and give him martial arts combat training, and then give him a hook gun, a grapple gun, and there you go. You have yourself the Batman. You created it, and so the whole goal here is to really make your character the way you want to make this superhero, and then you build upon that by completing missions. And as you complete enough missions and you feel your team is prepared, because it's a co-op game. So when you've prepared that you're good to go, everyone's kind of grown their character and leveled themselves up to the point, then you face the final boss. So it'd be something like a Galactus, or a Darkseid, or Thanos, and then everybody takes turn rolling and trying to attack him and knock him down his health and weaken him. At the same time, he's coming through and he's throwing massive hits left and right and knocking your people down, defending, and you get bonuses for being a part of the team, things like that. So
That's pretty cool. Like, now, besides like that superhero game you've done, I know, weren't you trying to do it's like some other like puzzle like games too, kind of like a strategy type game or like a building game? Were you doing anything like that?
Oh no, I had a zombie game that I was working on, and this one here would be. There's two that I'm kind of diving into. One is a zombie party game. So I want it to be something a little bit more casual. Like you can pull out the box when you're at a party, pull it open and go, hey, let's play this.
Okay.
And then everyone just kind of gets a certain type of character, randomly drawn, so you can be the engineer. So anything electrical, you've got a bonus on that. And then everyone works as an actual team, so it comes to like discussion. I mean, if you're bit, do we get rid of you or do we keep you because you're an engineer so you can grow, you can deal with any kind of electrical situation. While the other player that's not bit is a pregnant woman and she has debuffs for the entire team. Like, damn, she takes one extra food ration and things like that. And do you kick her out? Is your team willing to go, we don't have time for you? You would kick her out, then she would have to formulate her own group, or maybe someone else goes with her, and it just kind of falls into this. You can all eventually break up to like 3-4 different groups and try and survive on your own, but the goal is to just get through the whole deck. And I want to make it to where you can't, not everyone's gonna win and go through that deck. So I want to make it really hard to where you actually do beat it. It feels like a Dark Souls game. You're like, yeah, I beat the boss.
Yeah.
So really exciting stuff like that. And then my other one I'm doing is a samurai board game, which will try and depict more so the long end game of this. Like you're traveling through all of Japan, just trying to grow yourself and grow your army and climb up in the ladder and rank. And that one there will probably be like a 3 to 4 hour game to where you can work together, make agreements, make pacts, or you can try and eliminate each other. Just so that there's less skilled warriors in the world, and if you're the most skilled ones left in the world, then you would be able to easily take over the rest of Japan.
Okay. Now, let's say if you were to ever complete a game that you built, do you plan to like kind of have it penned or something, or sell it out to someone?
Well, nowadays, you have no idea how many board games there are on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a spot for board games now.
Okay.
You go on there, you'd be like, Kickstarter. There's a Resident Evil board game that was started off on Kickstarter. There's a Metal Gear Solid board game that's already in the works right now, funding and everything. Kickstarter, hey, donate to this, become a patron of this, and you'll get exclusive helicopter and exclusive, silencer Nikito or something like that, and you get little perks, and that's really the way to go now. A lot of them are doing that, funding through that way, because as long as you can showcase that it is going to be a great game, board games are making a huge comeback.
Yeah, that's what I find surprising, because like growing up, I was never really into board games until just a few years ago, where Andrew was buying board games left and right. He's like, Ricky, let's try this. I mean, there's some that I liked, some that I didn't like. I'm not too big on the long games. I don't really have the endurance for it.
Yeah.
And if it's like a team game, I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Attack on Titan board game.
You said that. Yeah, you said
I love that. So I bought that, and then Andrew had the Infinity War game where
the rolling dice.
Yeah, where Thanos invades and you just pretty much play your team. That one is pretty good. But if anything, what do you have here? Like Dead of Winter. I know that's a good game, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I guess when I played it, I just dragged out for so long to where I kind of just zoned out. And
it takes a long time for that one, and then the worst part is it takes a long time for setup. To set it up itself is like half an hour, because you have to put out all the cards and draw them all and shuffle it, everything.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time, but the thing is, all the people who couldn't buy these cool board games, or all these / quote unquote nerds and dorks, now are our age and now have the money and now are more than willing to just pay up the $150 as long as you got some sweet minis.
Yeah.
They'll buy it. They'll bite and they're like, let's see what this has got. You do a stupid little mech board game and people are like, I'm gonna buy that so I can get all these cool mechs. They don't even care if the game doesn't play so well. I went to Gen Con. Gen Con's huge. I mean, I went one time to Gen Con in Indianapolis. Yeah, Indianapolis. It was great there. It was awesome. They have a live dungeon maze run, like you'd pay
Oh,
and
nice.
you go in there, carry foam swords, like and then you had life points and stuff. So it was really cool. There was I believe there was there a Gen Con on here? No, there wasn't. No. It was there was Youmacon. Youmacon, they have a board game section, and that's why I like to always go over there and check that out. But Kickstarter is a very good spot to get it all ready. And once I test play it, once I have it fixed, worked out all the kinks and everything, I'm definitely going to try and do that. But the thing is, I'm going to have to draw everything. So I'm going to draw every single panel, because right now I'm just substituting with pictures of Marvel and DC characters.
Yeah.
So just to fill the space so it looks a little more enticing. But once that's done, I have to go through the drawing board and draw every single picture, and rarely are they duplicates. Everything's kind of its own thing. So I have to go through and draw every single character, make up superheroes for each and every single one, because I can't just throw this, the weird looking superhero in there, or just a human being. I have to at least make up a superhero, so
make it look more I guess more attractive.
Yeah
Exactly.
Now
have you ever considered doing Kickstarter or Patreon, something like that, for your film crew too, with Clean Slate?
I thought about it, but we would have to constantly put out much more content.
Okay.
More content, because right now, even with the 4 to 5 films a year, that's amazing for a production company like our size. But to where you really kind of get the feedback from the people is the weekly YouTube videos, or the weekly update notifications. You have to stay in the media or the social media to kind of get that buzz going and keeping the content going. When we put out our video, it's great. We've got that, and people get to watch it and see it, but it takes time to do something, really well. So it'll be probably 3 to 4 months in between. So with that time, there's a lot of dead space, and people who donate to the Patreon, it's like a monthly thing usually for Patreon. So
they only get so much out of it depending on the content you put out.
Yeah. So they'd be like, oh yeah, no, I donate every month, and I don't see you guys putting out content or things like that. But half of the job of filmmaking is connections, knowing the right people and connecting, because some guy could eventually see us and go, oh man, dude, I love your guys' stuff. Look, you guys want to use my restaurant for anything? By all means, go ahead. They offer that, and there you go. That's where we would get that connection. Be like, great, awesome. Okay. We can definitely use a restaurant, and then go from there.
All right. So that's pretty good things to know. I mean, because because the whole Patreon Kickstarter thing, it's a lot of people are using it to kind of just build some sort of base and everything. Now, would you ever consider doing that with or collaborations with any other teams too? If they were to have something like that, and they're we can use your content and kind of work together or go something around that.
Oh yeah, sure. There's another a friend of ours that we work with Blue View Cinema. His name's Josh, and we work with him too. He does his own little film office is what he does. So it's film like The Office, but it deals with.
I actually watched a few episodes of those.
Yeah. So he does that, and it's it's nice. It's cool, because now barely anyone's doing it. So it's kind of having an upkick in it again. And we work with him on that stuff as well. So we do collaborate with other companies and everything.
Okay. Kind of backtracking here with the whole actors thing. I know that you were really into Game of Thrones, right? And I don't know. Did you watch that? I guess that documentary where they kind of go behind the scenes and they kind of do the table read and stuff like that. Did you watch that on HBO at all?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Okay.
Canceled it after the next day, after the series finale.
It's oh, good, no more subscription, right?
Yeah.
I think this scene was in the within that that documentary where where Sansa, the actress for Sansa, she's they do the scene where Theon dies, right, and she puts the pin on him, and then they did this behind the scene look where she's continuously crying, but they're still putting makeup on her, right? So you've have acting experience. How do you think mentally as an actor or actress, how do you continue to still stay in that kind of state of mind when you're just doing a makeup check, and then you still have to keep your mind like that to
Yeah.
where, I find that very, like, it's an art form in itself to where it's like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's like, it's very intriguing.
Yeah.
So like, what's your kind of look on that?
What's funny is I was living with Chinhmong and them, and I came home one day, and Chinhmong's younger brother Simon and Chinhmong's wife Meiku, she was there, and Simon goes, "Hey Chin, you're an actor, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I am." He goes, "Cry for me right now, man. Cry for me right now." And I did it for him. And then he went, "All right, man, calm down, dude. It's cool, man. It's all right. It's cool." And I was like, "See?" And I just wiped the tears off. I'm like, "That's how you do it. You have to dig." It's sad. The way it sounds is really awful, but I'm going on a step-to-step basis of how you do it. You dive into repressed memories of the sad moments that you have, and you take the feelings and you bring them up. And the scariest part that everyone has is letting go. When you get that point to where I'm almost about to cry, and you kind of just hold that in, and that stops the whole process, and your body's like, "Wait a second." And so if you just stop yourself from doing that, if you just get that feeling, you just let it go. And the waterworks are the easiest part. Something like yawning. If you yawn, it automatically, your eyes water a little bit, because it's like cleansing your body or cleansing your face. And as that happens, you just kind of, don't wipe it off or don't do whatever, and just kind of, still you stay in that moment and let the waterworks start going. Then that's when you think of something in the past that may have been sad or really happy. I've figured that having happy memories will work as well. And then once that swells up, you just have to let it out. If you hold it in, then it just kind of stops the whole process. It doesn't help anybody. But if you don't, you just let it freely flow, it'll come out, and you'll be good to go. You'll start, you feel it, you start tearing up, the waterworks will come, and you just have to, then you would do the line. Then you would do the line, keep that on your head. But here's the trick, is when you're done, you gotta come back. You can't dive in the sad, depressed moment, and now you're there.
Yeah, I think that's what's hard for actors,
day,
right? He kind of like, when you bring yourself to that state of mind, it's drawing yourself back from that. I think for Suicide Squad, that movie wasn't overall great, but a lot of the actors on that said from what I've read in articles, was like they had psychiatrists or doctors on the scene, so that mentally they could kind of just draw themselves back instead of being in that state of mind.
Yeah, well, they did that because of Heath.
Oh, okay.
Because they were like, "Hey, Disney film where it's gonna, or not DC film that's gonna be dark and gloomy, and people are gonna be, psychotic. Yeah, let's not have that incident happen in Dark Knight. Let's bring on a psychiatrist, and we've got Jared Leto giving people dead animals. So let's just try and keep this psychiatrist thing going, because there was no help for Heath. Heath, he went and locked himself in a room for 30 days, and then just alone, just tried to live and wrote down ideas and notes and stuff, and that's what really got him tripped up. But that's why he did so well.
Yeah.
And that you would call method acting. So method acting is along the lines of, "Hey, you're a person you're gonna play a person that's been starving for 3 days." I go, "Okay, great, awesome." You can either come on to set, I'm starving for 3 days, or you can starve yourself for 3 days. Then you come on set and air all your emotions and everything that you've got and the feeling that you have. Guess what? That's all authentic, because you really are starving for 3 days.
Holy shit.
So if you're starving for 3 days, you're going to give us the best performance of what a person who's starving for 3 days is, because you are that person, Same thing with and that's the Joker. Like, with Heath Ledger, he went to go be the Joker, had to be in this mindset. So locking himself away for 30 days, not talking to anybody and everything, just by himself, that puts you in a different mindset. Now, could he have just shown up on set and was like, "Oh, I'm crazy today. I'm a crazy person." Absolutely, but that takes a lot more time and training. As for the other one, it goes, "Hey, you're a crazy maniacal killer. I mean, don't go off and kill people, but lock yourself in a room for 30 days and you feel that craziness, and there you go. So you now know how it feels, and your goal here is to go, all right, now I know how it feels. Bring it all back, keep it in check. When the time comes, you know how it feels, and goes right, and then you let it all out. It's the same thing as singing. So you once you learn how to sing a certain note, you're good, right? You can always go back and sing that certain note, but you're not walking through the whole entire day hitting that same note. And that's the same thing with acting. So there's the method acting, and then there's just, you can just come in and just be and act. But, that one takes a lot more talent and training for that. And that's why it's we come into this aspect of not a lot of people not having that, pushing past that envelope. Because I've worked within this industry, and there's a lot of people that have not been able to push past that point. Like, they've been able to act and everything's, they've been great, but very few have been able to like break that mold and really showcase it. What, I'm not acting, this is me.
But wouldn't you worry about your actors too, though, like pushing themselves to that kind of limit?
Yes and no. What we do here at this point in time, it's really just kind of more so just a light work. So if you're going to be a drug dealer in this film that I'm doing or something like that, I would want you to be a little bit more cautious of your surroundings and everything, because you're dealing with this drug, or,
right, okay.
Or a little bit more confident in what you're doing. So it's just more that kind of demeanor, while someone else is like, I'm a drug dealer, I'm gangster, I'm doing these things. It's like they're putting it all on the surface, and they're not really, creating it on the inside. Once you create it on the inside, it'll show on the surface. Okay. And so that's where they're missing that whole point to, like, if I'm, so, if you see someone crying and they just don't cry and they do this whole little just rubbing their face, like those Hmong movies, you're like, come on. If you're gonna cry, just cry, or don't cry at all.
Speaking of method acting, another good method actor is Joaquin Phoenix, and he's shown, like, in his interviews, like, how he's gone into characters for like his movies and stuff. And one of his more recent movies he's doing is a Joker film.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, like, they kind of showed like the behind the scenes kind of thing where he's physically like running around and walking, and like his hands are like loopy and everything, like, just like a Joker like character. So like, what are your thoughts on him being Joker?
First, I honestly, is that really his body? Because you see that scene where he's lost so much weight, and is it one of those like Steve Rogers kind of things, or like they put his face on it? But if it is him losing that weight, then it deals with any actor doing weight loss. They have to be careful, because if you don't do it correctly, you could get a lot of health issues.
Yeah.
So that already puts you in the mindset, because now you're working with a brand new body, right? So if you were to go from here and then you go drop like 80 pounds, you would feel like a different person. Your body would be a little bit lighter. Everything would feel a little different. So that already helps with his character build, because now it's just the same thing as if you decide to change the way you walk for a different character. That your whole body expression is different from what you're usually doing. So you no longer are that person. You're being a different character all the way through.
Okay.
So that from that point on, so I do that a lot too. For me, it's like the way I walk. If I walk differently for a certain person, then that person's going to walk that way from here on out. If he's got a little limp, then hey, he's got a little limp, in his walk, and it really helps you set the mindset, breaking who you are with the character. And what he's doing there is great. I mean, it's I don't know where they're going to go with that, because it might just not. It doesn't seem like they're going to try and even touch base on any kind of superhero level at all.
Do you think there should be some sort of Joker origin, or should they always leave it mysterious, like in the comic books?
I think they should leave it mysterious. This one here, though, would be... I don't know if it's going to be him. Or now, with the whole twist with the Jokers, there's multiple Jokers. Yeah. So it could be him being one, and then Jared Leto being another one, and then this one in Matt Reeves is one with Patterson being a different Joker, which is okay.
What did you think about that, though, as Robert Pattinson as Batman?
Hey, you know what? At this point in time, I understand why they picked him. Ben Affleck's too old. He can't carry a franchise.
Yeah,
you gotta get past that. Justice League was a bust. You want to reboot, you can, and I'm okay with you keeping some cast and getting rid of the others. So, Henry Cavill's out, Ben Affleck's out, Cyborg's out,
Ezra Miller's out.
Ezra Miller's out. That's okay. Ezra Miller, was he the greatest Barry Allen? Well, was he the greatest Barry Allen? No. Was he the greatest Wally West? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought.
Yeah, but he's Barry Allen. I was like, no. You should have went with Wally West. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
But, they tried to mix Wally West and Barry Allen together. I'm like, no, Barry Allen's not a funny guy.
Yeah, he's
a scientific guy. He's a smart guy.
It's all facts.
He gains outwit. So that's fine. Clear them all out. Keep Wonder Woman. Just don't lose her because that's perfect.
Yeah,
she's perfect. Robert Pattinson will work too. That's fine. I'm okay with it. He can carry a franchise, and I've seen his other stuff.
Yeah,
Twilight's really awful. Yeah, we all know that.
And that's the sad thing too, because people keep bringing up his Twilight stuff. Like, besides him being in Twilight, his other work is really good. Mm-hmm. He's a very good dramatic actor. Yeah. He can pull off like a Bruce Wayne with like heavy thoughts and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd seriously, out of all the people that they had picked, he's a good pick.
Yeah.
He's got a good jawline. That's very important. Good jawline. Someone like that's the one thing Christian Bale didn't have. He didn't have a good jawline. Yeah. That's why the Batman suit like covered his whole face, and he was like, oh.
And he didn't look intimidating.
Yeah. I'm a harrowing, angry guy. The voice really killed it too. It just.
I thought he was such a good Bruce Wayne though. Bruce
Wayne was great. Yeah,
he had such that rich boy demeanor to him.
Absolutely.
But like as Batman, like in The Dark Knight Rises, when you were pointing out how he was fighting, like he's so stiff he can't move in his suit.
It just doesn't work. Now, granted, Batman versus Superman, tons of potential there. I liked the way it was filmed. It looked really nice. It really did, cinematography wise. Batman was very cool. Batman was not cool in Justice League.
I don't know. It wasn't. It was a completely different character.
So, but Batman was great in that one. I thought it was great. Sure. I mean, there's tons of flaws with it, but.
Do you think it should have been split into 2 films?
No, I think they should just left out Wonder Woman and left out Doomsday.
Or just like focus on Batman and Superman.
Yeah, after they fought, the big thing was that huge fight scene where Batman was fighting all those thugs. If you put that in the beginning of the film, I think you would have had us all hooked.
Okay, yeah.
And then put something else there, So I was thinking maybe it would be Metallo. I was like, people, just do Metallo. Metallo's awesome. Put a giant kryptonite in his chest and he can beat the crap out of Superman, and here comes Batman to be like, hey, yo, I can beat up robots, Good, dude, that would be great. That would be exactly what you needed. And
like a villain that's like not too big, but just as powerful.
Yeah, because he would completely overpower Superman with the kryptonite. There's nothing you can do about it. He'll be flying and then bam, takes a huge punch and Superman's all jacked. But and then even with Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, it could be Lex without the hair, and that's or it could be Lex before he went crazy. That's fine. That's okay. Was it a bit too gibberish? Yeah, it was. I felt like he was
like too much Riddler.
Yeah, it was, but that flaw, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, the issue was more so with the story. The story was the big part of it. It didn't really make any sense to make them do all this fighting and everything with each other. And then Doomsday and Wonder Woman, I was like, you didn't need that.
They didn't have, like, I don't know, I feel like with that first trailer that they dropped, showing Wonder Woman off the bat like that, just to compete with, was it Civil War that came out that same year?
Yep, competing with Civil War.
And, oh man, that kind of just ruined it, you know?
Yeah, and then what is it, the following 2 or 3 weeks later, they dropped the Spider-Man trailer for Civil War. I'm like, that's it, man.
Yeah, the wrap up.
Yeah, Justice League, Batman could do this if you if you brought in somebody else, just like show Flash or somebody. It's all right. We'd hop back on board, But it really stinks for DC because I want them to do really well. They can have some really good story. They really could. Like Justice League, who the hell is Steppenwolf, man?
Yeah.
You could have give us Starro. That's how it all worked. That's how it started. That same thing with Avengers. That's how it started. Was technically with Loki. Yeah. He started it all. So just give us Starro and have superheroes fight each other, and that's what we wanted, man. That's it.
Now, just like a few more things I want to cover with you. Yeah, because I don't want to take up too much time either. It's just what was I going to ask you here? Damn, I was losing my train of thought. I did this last week too. I lost my train of thought.
You should probably write it down on a notepad.
Yeah, I did. I was looking at my notes and I was like, what am I going to talk about next? Because with this, going back to the whole method acting and like I know you said the whole mental state, right? So you have to kind of just draw yourself back. Now, being by like just being you, like how would you know that you can draw yourself back? You know, like what if you kind of already snapped, you know, and kind of because like for me as a person, like when I see actors go through that, I think it's best for actors to always have someone on the side with them, kind of to know who they are personally, and they're kind of like, oh, you're not really being you. But some actors like Heath Ledger went and isolated themselves and couldn't tell that they snapped.
Yeah. But it wasn't so much that he snapped. He kept having nightmares. So he was able to come and bring it back, but it was just nightmares that he had, and then he took medication and kind of messed up with him and drugs and everything. So
yeah,
it was a little bit more than just the method acting, you know. Another really great, wonderful method actor is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel Day-Lewis, he played Lincoln recently, won the Oscar for Lincoln, and the thing was he stayed in character the entire shoot. So the entire time. So when they were like, all right, cut, you know, they couldn't address him as Daniel. And they had to address him Mr. Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
The whole entire way through. So they were like, cut, and he just walked back and he sat down and he waited and he didn't break out of character. He didn't pull out his cell phone or anything. He just, you know, went back, sat down, he waited until they called for him again, and he stayed Abraham Lincoln the entire time. The entire way through, and then every shoot and everything, and you know, and that gives you an Oscar. You know, and I think he's won the most Oscars out there. I think he's beaten everyone. He's got like 5 or 6 Oscars.
Damn.
Yeah. If you go back, I mean, if you want to touch base on all the Daniel Day-Lewis movies, you go back and
because he has such like a huge resume of films. And speaking of that too, like what actors kind of influenced you to get into like the whole theater and that kind of thing?
Let's see here. One of my favorites right now is Leonardo DiCaprio's really good.
He's one of my favorite actors too.
You know, and the thing is, he's great, but he's also got a very small range. Like every character he plays, you know, he's Leo. You know, he doesn't like do too much where like he changes his voice or puts some prosthetics on. You know, it's Leo in Titanic. It's the same Leo in Departed. You know, you know, maybe with a Boston accent, but that's about it. You know, his range. He's very good at what he does, but his range is kind of stuck there. Like he wouldn't be able to. His furthest extent of his range was in Django Unchained.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
You know, so that one there, he had the mustache, and he had that, but you know, he still had the, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio voice. You know, you can still tell it was Leonardo DiCaprio voice. And
now, do you think that's what kind of like hindered him from getting the Oscar this whole time, like, or at least, yeah, because he only got the one Oscar for the Revenant. Revenant. Okay, so Revenant was one of those films to where his acting was brought to the complete maximum of so let's say this circle here that I'm drawing to Ricky right now is the circumference of his acting. So with the Revenant, he was able to go and touch basically the outer reaches of his circle to the max of what Leonardo DiCaprio could do. You know, he was still Leo, but for him to be out there shivering in the cold, it was natural because it was natural. So they put him in freezing cold water, and they had to take him out, pat him down, and warm him up before they could do another take and dump him back into the cold water. Oh man!
You know, when he ate that liver, that was real. Yeah, and he's a vegetarian, and so for him to eat that liver, he had to scarf it down over and over and over, and he did it for the film. But they could have easily gave him a prop, right?
Yeah,
a prop that tasted like, you know, sugar and bread, but it doesn't work because, you know, if they give you the real thing, you're just gonna chomp up the real thing, and you choke on it because it's real blood and it's real liver, and that's a lot of the things that plays into it as well. If you're like, they go, hey, I want you to eat this bug, you could fake eat a bug, or you can eat a real bug.
Yeah.
You know, so there's all sorts of ways of kind of pushing that envelope to really enhance your acting ability. You know, how far are you willing to go? Like for me, I really got no limit. I have no shame, you know. So someone like Will Ferrell can, you know, run around naked and stuff. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are too self-conscious, and that's the thing with a lot of actors. I realize that I'm coming to realize is a lot of them are going, you know, yeah, I want to be funny, but I still want to look good. I'm like, no. If you're gonna be funny, just be funny. You know, stop trying to not make yourself look too funny or too weird because you still want to look good. You know,
Doesn't really come off like
Yeah.
authentic.
yeah. If you're gonna be funny, just be funny, and don't worry about how you're gonna look. A lot of them care too much about looking pretty and things like that, and I tell them, it's like, look, I'm gonna break you down here. Just make sure that you don't think about that. You know, sure, if you're an action star, then yeah, be an action star, but you know, don't try and look cool as an action star. Be an action star, and that will make you look good. You know, that's what the camera's there for. Camera will make you look good. You know, you don't have to do the bad boy pose. You just be a bad boy, and we'll fix the pose for you, do the camera for you, and make you look good in the pose. So that's another way of enhancing your acting ability, having things around you, your natural environment. You know, out in the cold, out in the rain, whatever. You know. Let's see here, but you know, Leo, definitely one of my favorites that I love. I love the comedic timing of Ryan Reynolds. He's really good with that.
Yeah, it's like that sarcasm and kind of like he gives off that kind of like I don't care vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like about him too.
You know, so I mean, those are really good people right now. One of the people I do want to someday meet is Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
for sure. You know, if I do get to work with him, great. If I don't, that's okay too. You know, I just want to meet him.
yeah, and like especially like with actors like Jackie Chan and even like Donnie Yen and Jet Li, they're like crazy actors because they go above and beyond for their movies. They do everything practically themselves. And like looking back at Jackie Chan's career, like when he was doing all his stunts and his stunt crew, like they went above and beyond. Like,
yeah.
They jumped off ledges and injured themselves and set themselves on fire. Like, holy crap! And like just to do that all for like a film that was only in the East.
Yeah, yeah, and all his best stuff is before America.
Yeah,
like maybe Rush Hour 1 was good, maybe, you know, but like, man, My Lucky Stars and you know, all that is phenomenal. All his older stuff is great. Drunken Master, you know,
classic.
where he fights Liu Kang.
Yeah,
I was watching that movie. I'm like, is that Liu Kang? I think that's Liu Kang. That's actual Liu Kang. So if you go back and watch it, that's Liu Kang from the Mortal Kombat video game. The person, yeah. His name's Ho Sung Pak. I met him too.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
so he was pretty cool.
Just another topic before we wrap up.
Sure, absolutely, man.
I know we've been talking a lot about acting and directing and making movies and stuff, so I want to kind of just throw this out here. I've been following this guy for quite some time, and I think you've probably seen some of my posts about him, but Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, yeah.
Have you and your crew, have you guys watched The Room at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen The Room. Yeah, I've seen The Room, I've seen Disaster Artist. I've just never had the opportunity to go out to his viewings because most of his are like midnight showings.
Yeah.
Like I can't make it out to the midnight showings. But yeah, I mean, he really made it his own thing. I mean, I would too. I'd take that and I'd run with it. It's a great film, you know, comedically hilarious. Just so funny. That fake green screen in the back is like, dude, well, we can tell it's fake. You know, I did not hit her. Oh, then the movie Disaster Artist was great. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, that was awesome. James Franco should have freaking got the Oscar for that one.
Yeah, he only got like Golden Globes for it.
He got the Golden Globe for it. Yeah, he won that one finally. So, well deserved. I mean, you know, James Franco, he's another one that's doing really well. He can jump back and forth too. But again, same situation. He's in his range. You know, he's very good in his range.
It's always just going to be James Franco.
Yeah, it's James Franco. It's either weird and drugged out James Franco or polite and charming James Franco. You got that.
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, Harry Osborn, you know. Or you got yourself Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
You know, you're in between that field. But, yeah, it's, let's see here. Yeah, James Franco, he was a very good Disaster Artist. Tommy Wiseau, I mean, what he's doing was great. I did not see his other movie, Best Friends. Did you watch Best Friends?
I bought it. I actually have it at home. It's actually, well, the thing is, yes, it is kind of, like, if you compare it to other films, it's bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that Greg Sestero wanted to give Tommy an actual, like, decent role, it was okay. Like, it's 2 volumes. So the first volume wasn't too bad. The second volume was kind of weird, but then like the first one,
it's 2 films.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
god.
Yeah. So like it's It's like I think like they're both an hour and a half or something like that. Like, but the first volume was actually too bad. You got to see Tommy like not. He's still weird, right? But then like he kind of was more of himself. And like in The Room, where he's trying to be the all-American hero and the good guy. But I mean, like, what did you think of that film? Like, I watched it so many times where like I kind of memorized the lines, but it's just like you catch all of the bad timing stuff, and all the awkwardness and like not just him, but the other actors too, because they're like, they're kind of like actors that you and your team go meet at the film festivals where they want to be something, and so it's kind of like you bring them in and then they just make a random movie.
And I mean, all those actors there. I mean, they kind of pushed it, and they thought it was a full on. I mean, everyone thought it was a full on serious film, and that was the thing, except for certain people. But yeah, I mean, if he's paying you, you do it. So that's the thing. He paid. If he didn't pay, movie would never be made. But if he paid everybody, hey, if you signed on to be on it, then that's the part as an actor. You have to dedicate it, even if you're not happy with it. Whatever. Hey, he's paying. You are at the whim of him. I mean, if he goes, hey, we're shooting, and you go, okay, you're paying me, and I signed the contract, then you got me. You don't want to back out of that, because that looks bad to you. That looks bad for you in the film community, because now everyone's like, what if they do that to me? So it's very dangerous.
Build that reputation.
So you have the option to choose, but once you have chosen, then that's it. You're stuck doing that project until it's all done, or until funding runs out. So if they don't pay you anymore, then you go, hey, then breach of contract for both ends. For ours here, we try to. We still have like release forms and things like that as well. So we've gone on the technical side, done the paperwork and everything, and then they would, sign the contract, and then they do the day of work, and then we pay them at the end.
Okay. So was there anything you'd like to plug before we wrap up today?
Not necessarily so much. So I guess with this here. At the end, as I've mentioned before, my crew does D&D, so I just want to plug in something here. It's a secret little tidbit, because if they mention this in next week's D&D game, they can bypass a certain aspect of it. So, Fruit of the Loom is the password here. Fruit of the Loom. Okay, there you go.
All right. So those of you who are with Clean Slate's D&D, listen to that. Make sure you memorize it. I mean, did you want to if people were interested in like Clean Slate Productions, where can they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to cleanslateproductions.net. That's our website. From there, you can reach out to us at email at cleanslateproductions.net. So it's pretty much there. You can click on the link, and it'll take you to the email as well. Again, we got the Royal Star Film Festival mixers. Those are every second Tuesday of every month, and then the actual film festival, the Royal Star Film Festival itself, will be set in I believe it's in September. Yes, I believe it's September.
That's when they air all the movies.
Yeah, well, what they do is they have a catalog of people sending in videos, and then they would watch them, and then they would submit, finalize them to a festival, kind of like the the Sundance, but it's Michigan, and not so much local. People would submit from all over the U.S. to it too. So,
okay. And is that with cleanslateproductions.net? Is that where they can also watch your previous videos?
Yep, all of our videos are on there. Okay. All information about the whole entire crew. They can take a look at that as well. Just blessed to be here. Super happy. Glad to be on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for doing making time for this, man. Because I do want to push out not just your group, but just the idea of that, you can choose to still do and pursue acting and writing, producing, and stuff like that, and even with mine, pursue podcasting. It's something that I want to. The reason I mentioned the Hmong people earlier in our episode is because I feel like with Hmong people we're just starting to branch out. I know with music it's big, but then I want the idea that there's more to that. You can have different types of content and push out your kind of whatever content you want to push out, and it's all about just supporting each other, right? Because I don't really mind if no one listens to this, but I do want to share anyone I know who's material, especially with you guys. And I've seen your guys' set and seen some of your videos, and I've known you for a long time. So why not share Clean Slate Productions?
Absolutely.
So it's a great way to just kind of like advertise you guys, I guess.
Yeah.
So for those who are listening, again, check out Clean Slate Productions. They also have a Facebook page. Again, their website's cleanslateproductions.net. You can check out all their information there, all their videos, and see how they produce their videos and all the content there. Again, I want to thank you, Chin, for coming through and just giving me this time to interview. I know we talked quite a bit, so this is quite a listen to. And again, all the information you shared, it's great to know someone who's in that industry, because I didn't want to just have someone randomly just spew out random things. So you've experienced it all, so this is perfect for anyone who wants to pursue acting especially. So I just want to just wrap this up. Again, check out Clean Slate Productions. Check out Pop Luck Podcast. Andrew and Mark, those guys are the reasons why I'm still doing this and this podcasting thing. Stay tuned for next Saturday. I'm sorry, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, the 29th. I have another interview with one of my coworkers. He's a battle rapper.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. He's Cuban. So
okay.
Yeah, don't want to always stick with Hmong people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're listening to this, stay tuned for the 29th. That I will be having a battle rapper talk about his music, and for those of you who are into music too, he'll probably give out insights. And yeah, it's funny. I'll give a little bit of insight, but like he met Big Sean before Big Sean got big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you met just Sean then?
Yeah.
Before Big Sean.
Yeah.
Just met Sean.
He met regular Sean. All right. So this is a Spoiler Force podcast. Have a great day, man.
Right,
read your comic books and watch your anime, and have a great day.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, follow my Instagram at RickyVang92, RICKYVANG92, and follow Pop Luck Podcast on Facebook.com/PopLuckPodcast.